We are here at Bass Harbor Campground in Maine, right on the outskirts of Acadia National Park by the Bass Harbor Lighthouse. And we're going to show you around, show you some of the sights, the different amenities, and let you know what we think of the place. We are finally done mostly setting up our campsite at Bass Harbor Campground. It took us a while to get in, coming from Cape Cod, hitting all the holiday traffic. But here we are. There's our tired towing driver. It was what, a 10-hour drive to get in?
Like a 7-hour, but it took us 2 hours to get off the Cape.
Yeah, so, you know, and until we took some potty stops, it got a little longer than planned. But we're here, we're fed, kids are in bed, and we just finished the final touches of setup. We made it. Here is the front office for Bass Harbor Campground and a little rec room over here. The office is kind of a happening place with people hanging out, drinking coffee, whatnot. I think the Wi-Fi is good on the porch there. We're gonna take a look at the rec room and we'll give you a sneak peek of the pool over there right by the rec room too. So here's our first look at the little rec room in here. Looks like a nice kind of hangout area. Oh, there's lots of books and games. If we get a bad storm or something, maybe we'll come up here. We can play some games, and look at that. We've been wanting to play ping pong, and there's a ping pong table. Ping pong paddles can be picked up in the office with a $5 cash deposit. Probably they were losing them. And there's a little TV. It's not much to this rec room, but it is a nice little space, especially if some bad storms or rain hit. Here's a look out the back of the rec room. We were warned online sites are tight here, and I think that was accurate. We're pretty pleasantly surprised that we have a lot of back end room to our site, but you can see like how close together some of the units are there. We'll walk around and look at some of the site numbers. I can't tell what this one is right here. I think that's a seasonal right in front of us. We're gonna go check out the laundry. Here's a look back up at the office. And right in front of the office is the bus stop to go into Acadia on a shuttle, which is fantastic. That's site 506 right in front of us with the trailer in it. I'm not sure what number this is right behind it. I can't see a plaque. Again, all the sites are kind of this gravel setup. And then right in front of us is laundry that we're gonna go check out because we do have some laundry to get done. Oh, here I can tell you over here, 503 on the tree there. I think it might be for the site behind it. 502 on the seasonal one there. And 504 right in front here. And here's the dump station. Looks pretty nice. Here's the laundry. Looks pretty nice. Looks like is it $1 a load? It says $1 and you push in quarters. I think or is that the dryer? That's the dryer, $1 a load on the dryer. Okay, it looks like $3 a load. And you might be able to use card on the washers here. This is the bathhouse over by the laundry. Looks like you can do some nice dishwashing there. And then this path leads back to this little playground we saw. There's not a whole lot back here, but I bet the kids will want to come swing and whatnot later. It's nothing really great. But as you can see, I think they'll have fun on it. And here's the bathhouse next to the laundry that apparently has showers. See if we can get a look. So I'm assuming these end ones are the showers because they give you a PIN code to put in. And then here's men's and women's. There's site 507. You can see it's pretty close to the motorhome beside it there. And then down here it says no motorhomes, no trailers. I'm assuming that's like a tent loop we could check out. And there's tent ones up here too. I do see a little dog park sign down there. So they may have an area for the doggies. Can't tell what number this is. Oh, 201 right here. Here's 202. These are actually a little bit more private over here. They're smaller in depth. You can't get in there if you're real long, but there's a little bit more privacy. This is 203 over here, and 204 ahead of it here, and a cute little cabin up there too. There's a back view of one of the short little cabins. There's several of them up in here. They're cute. There's 205, 206 in front of it. This is 208, huge site. I highly recommend snagging that one if you can. Back here, 211. I will say 207 back there looked like one of the smallest, tightest I've seen. Wouldn't say I recommend that one unless you just have a small tent. 210. These are nice back in here. They are more private than where we are. 213. I don't know what all the hookups of these back here are. They may not be full hookup like ours is, but another story on that. Here's 212. These are nice. 215. That looks like it might be electric only. 214, maybe that's why we stayed away from this loop. Here's 216. That one's a little tougher unless you have something small. But again, I do see a water. They might be electric and water. I'm not sure on that. The map would be able to tell us. And then it loops around here a little bit. Up ahead here, this is 218. That one's not real level, but otherwise really deep and private. This is 219. There's a water there, and this is 114 back in there. Seth just said he thinks these came down that same road that said no RVs. So it could be that these are all tent sites back here. Again, I'm not sure about that, but it's 113. There's a sign back to 112 way back in there. That'd be a private site. 110 over there. This is 109. These are nice and big and private, but yeah, Seth just pointed out I see no hookups on these. So, nice big private sites if you don't want or need the hookups. There's 108. This sign says 116 to 120 up in there. Basically all these sites back here look like nice big ones if you don't want the hookups. Kind of seems like you couldn't go wrong with most any of these. This one is 106, 107. Here's a platform one. I saw there was a few of those on the map. That's nice for tenting. 105. Again, we're here on a, today's Monday. We got in late last night on a Sunday, so I imagine over the weekend these may be a little bit more full than we're finding them right now. That's 104 tucked back in there. And another one tucked back in here. I'm assuming it might be 105. 103, sorry. Going the other way. That's 103. This one's a little bit smaller. This one's pretty small. What is this one? 102. That one's definitely a little smaller than even the other tent sites. That's 101, really private. Again, maybe hard to find a flat spot for a tent a little bit on that one. And now I think we're coming back up. I think Seth's right. We're coming back up the road by the playground and laundry and bathhouse where it said no RVs, trailers. So that was kind of the tent loop back in there. That's 120 with the platform. And then this loops back up a little further to our sites. So this is the site right beside. I'm not sure what the studio is there, but it was locked. So this is 321 back in there. Or maybe this is 321 right here. I'm not sure. That one's pretty deep. And then I can't see the numbers of those back there next to it. This is 327 straight ahead. So you can see up where we are here with the campers, they're a little bit more open and definitely are a little tighter. It's 326. Here's 325 right beside us. And that's us up here in 324. So fun story about our site. We got all backed in last night, realized our hookups are right here, right at the front of the site. And so we have a long enough water and power cord, but there's no way our sewer hose is making that. So we debated, even if we pull all the way up to the front of the site, our trailer's still too long that we wouldn't reach our sewer. So we'll have to figure that out. We're gonna maybe try to go buy an extension sewer hose and see if we can find a way to dump here. But we're making do without for now. This is 323 right beside us. Real quick, let me show you the front of our site so you can see what I mean. It doesn't seem real private at first, but it does come back here a decent ways. Obviously, we're not reaching our sewer because of that. But there's our fire pit. And our whole setup back here isn't right beside the end of the site next to us. So I still feel like we have a decent amount of privacy here if we can just figure out the sewer situation. So there's a view of the front of our site. So we thought when we booked our sites we were kind of like at the end of the loop with no one behind us. But there are some tent sites. I can't quite make out the number right behind us there. But those are the ones next to, there's these yurts. 3 yurts in a row. They look cool. I wish I could see the inside. But there are a number of tent sites back beside these yurts. And then there's a little bathhouse we're going to walk up to right up here from our site. We've used a couple times with just like a few individual stall kind of things. That's 313 right there. You can see it backs right up to the other. These aren't as private, but they're not bad. 311 right here. And then you can see the front of the little individual restrooms here. One of the things we're most excited about our campground choice here is that we can walk a half mile approximately right from the campground down. You see the sign there for the Bass Harbor Head Light. So we're gonna take a little half-mile walk and get ourselves to the lighthouse without dealing with any traffic. Pretty cool. You can see the entrance to our campground and the shuttle stop right in front there. And right here is a sign for Bass Harbor Lighthouse. We're walking down Lighthouse Road here to the Bass Harbor Lighthouse, and you can see some picnic tables back in there. And we believe that's the other loop on the other side of the road of our campground, which we'll check out at some point. But that's how close they are. They're right along this Lighthouse Road, and we're having a bit of a meltdown up there because we just got attacked by a killer bee. Not stung, just visited by a killer bee. Here's a closer look at the swimming pool. It looks like it goes 3 feet down here to 5 over there. It's a decent size. It's a little chillier than I expected for a heated pool, but kids are still enjoying it. There is a restroom up here at the pool too, which is really handy. We were given this shuttle map we asked at the campground office because we had heard about it. And there's a shuttle stop right in front of our campground that follows. We can take this number 7 Southwest Harbor bus. It looks like it's about every 2 hours from the campground. Free shuttle into Bar Harbor, and then from Bar Harbor it's about 20 minutes or 30-minute intervals to most of the other Maine Acadia attractions. So I think we're gonna have fun trying to use the shuttle service here and see if we don't even have to worry about parking. We are sitting here waiting to pick up the shuttle bus into Bar Harbor. That's supposed to come in about 5 minutes. It's about 9 a.m. Right there in the sign, you see we're at a bus stop right at the edge. That's the camp store right behind us, and the pool right over there behind that open flag. So right out in front of our campground, we can catch the free shuttle into Bar Harbor. We are going to take a walk now. We are in the loop of the campground right by the camp store, but we're going to take a little walk and show you the loop across the street which I think is primarily tent sites. Although I think I see a travel trailer here, so we'll see. But this is a bathhouse straight ahead. We just crossed the road from the camp store. Looks like there is a nice dishwashing sink on the outside of this bathhouse. We'll see if it's vacant and we can get a look inside. We didn't get a look on the other side because I couldn't catch it vacant. And here's another dishwashing sink actually over by the entrance to the bathroom. And it looks like we're not going to be able to show you inside because you need a code to get in there. So it's probably the PIN code they gave us at the Maine office, but I don't remember what it is. So we won't get a look inside there, but we'll at least walk the loop here. We'll show you right down from the bathhouse here. You can see a picnic table down there. That's site 144. And then over here is 142, also not far from the bathhouse. And there's like a grass plain in between here. It's interesting. I guess if you're not bringing travel trailers into them. Oh, I see where that tent is 143 as well there. So these are a short hop from the bathhouse here. Well, that confirms that these are tent sites. It says no RVs or trailers beyond this point. So these are all tent sites back in here. And I see water straight ahead here. And it says no dishwashing. They want you to go use the big sinks for that. That's site 140, right behind the water here with the picnic table. That's site 140. 141 is straight ahead here. That's another look at 142 we just looked at from the other side. And straight up ahead here is 135 by the stroller. Some interesting, I don't know if those are lobster traps or what there. This is site 139. They look a little tight for a tent. If you have a large tent, at least that one looked a little tight. Some of them, I'd say the ones at the entry here all looked a little tight for larger tents. That's 138 up in there. But now these open up a lot more over here. These are larger. 137. That's 121 back in there. And 122. 123. These are kind of in a more open plain, but you do have trees at the perimeter. That's 124. 125 up there. And we're getting some handstands in over here. There's another water pump there. There's 126 with the fire ring right in front of us. And back behind it I see a 127. I think you have to go up this little loop and in. But that's 128 straight ahead. There's 129. That one's nice. It's close to the road, but otherwise pretty flat, and you have tree coverage, and it's pretty large. Same thing, I'd say, with these down here, a little close to the road, but 130 right there. This is 131. 132 straight ahead here. And the road kind of ends here. So I guess we just kind of loop back around, and I think we may have seen most of them. They're nice back in here. It'd be quieter than being near all the RVs and like you wouldn't have. I guess you'd still have cars coming through, but they're decent sites. Not sure what number this last one on the loop is, but you have a nice spot for a tent there. So most of them are pretty wooded. Some of the ones closer to the road loop there are a little more open, but in general they seem like nice sites. Nice dishwashing, a couple different water spots. Just to give you an idea, you can see a car traveling right back there and a couple more up. These sites, I think it's 122, 121, 123 there. They are the ones that border right on that Lighthouse Road behind them, which is cool in terms of proximity, but you are a little bit close to road traffic if you choose a site on that side. We're spending a little bit of time in the rec room before lunch on our down day today. We didn't find too many kids games, but we found a 300-piece puzzle we're gonna see how far we can get on. And in here, we have a crew enjoying the ping pong table. You just have to give a $5 deposit to use the paddles and then get it back. And they're having fun learning ping pong in here. She's been begging to do that.
So because you hit it over and
What we love, what we don't love so much at Bass Harbor Campground. We're on the outskirts of Acadia National Park in the Southwest Harbor area, just a half mile from the Bass Harbor Lighthouse. What we love, it's a nice woodsy feel here. You feel like you're camping even though you're kind of in a really busy area.
you can just smell the pine trees.
We've mentioned it several times, you can just kind of smell the pine. And it's not that there's trees everywhere, like there's definitely some more openness to the sites, but it still just has that camping feel. I think the gravel roads, the pine smell, the buildings kind of have that campground older feel. You don't get that RV park commercialized feel. So that's been a huge part of me. It's been really cool. The amenities are great. The kids have had a lot of fun in the pool. I wouldn't say that it's real heated as advertised. It might be
They advertised it as heated. Kind of got excited about that, but it's still a little bit cool. I mean, it's been 60, not even up to 70 degrees this whole week. But yeah, girls have enjoyed getting in it.
Yeah, the girls are still good. The laundry facilities are great. There's several washers and dryers in there. It was $3 to wash a load, $1 to dry. I've used it a couple times. That's been really nice. We didn't get in the main bathrooms really because we've showered in the camper, but the small little toilet area up here is pretty well kept. Staff is extremely friendly, and they've been coming around on golf carts checking on things, but also in the store and rec areas. They've just been really, really friendly.
They've kept the bathrooms, like we see them clean the bathrooms, like a couple times a day. Keep those clean.
Things are kept clean. They were trimming branches the other day on the site beside us here, so they're keeping after things.
It's pretty flat, nice, easy loop for kids to ride their bikes. I've enjoyed.
Even though it's gravel, the kids have really been able to ride their bikes on a loop around the campground. They've had fun with that.
Little arcade, nothing too fancy.
Yeah, nothing's real fancy. It's all kind of like older feeling, but I like that. It's got kind of that rustic feel to the place.
Ping pong, some puzzles.
Yeah, we did some puzzles.
Different games you can play in there. Playground, there's not much to say about the playground.
Amenity piece that I would say is not real. We haven't even visited it. It's not real worth it. There are swings, but it mostly is a little run down and older looking.
Cute little gift shop and
cute little camp store and gift shop. Cons, I would say. Oh, I forgot a couple other pros, big pros. The shuttle service for Acadia National Park stops right in front of the campground. So that's huge. We use that the one whole day of exploring. So you don't have to worry about trying to park in the really congested, busy areas. So that's a huge pro, that you can just step right in front of the campground and grab that shuttle. Also the proximity to the Bass Harbor Lighthouse. We went back twice to the lighthouse now just because it's so close and convenient. We walked one of the times down, and it's about a half mile down a flat road there. So those are another couple other huge pros. Cons, we were warned online, and it was accurate. Like, the sites are pretty tight. The one right beside us here, if someone was in it, our awning would be like almost touching the back of their camper over there. But they are staggered. Like, we have room to the back of the site here. The ones in the center of the loop are definitely, they're like back to back. They're even tighter. They are tight, but at the same time, it's a quieter campground. The pine trees, like, it kind of makes up for that tightness. I wouldn't say that it's awful. And compared to some of the other, like, we swung through with the shuttle some of the other campgrounds nearby, and I would say they were equally tight with less trees and coverage. So I wouldn't say it's horrible. Another con.
Definitely want to note, if you can, on the pictures online, where the hookups are located on each site.
Yeah.
We kind of noticed initially, like, that's interesting where they're located, but as we backed in, set up and all that, and realized we can't really pull forward much anymore, and our hookups were about 30 feet away from our sewer.
Yeah.
So we basically could not use our sewer hookups that we paid for
Right,
all
we have
week.
a full hookup site, but we're not using the sewer.
Um,
So definitely be mindful. Now, we did look around. Most of the other sites, it seems like it wouldn't really be an issue. It's hard to say for sure. We didn't inspect every single one. But I would definitely warn, be careful that it could be your situation, that make sure you have long enough sewer hoses.
yeah. Now, thankfully, there is a little bathhouse
2 sites up the
two
road
sites
there,
up, yeah, very easy to walk to, so we kind of were
Missed
able
that a
to
lot.
manage that. But was a little bit disappointing. We just couldn't make it work, even with trying to go get an extension hose. Just 30 feet or so is kind of hard stretch to make.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a definite con for our site specifically. Another con, I'd say, just there is some road noise. Like right behind us is kind of some tent sites, and then a fence beyond that is the road. We have heard some cars, but I wouldn't say it's real bad or real notable. I didn't even really think about it till a few days in. And maybe one more con, like the other side of the campground, there are sites that are across the main road. Those are all tent sites over there, it looks like. And I think it would be a bit of a con if you were over there to feel like you have to cross the road to bring your laundry or come to the pool or things like that. But again, I wouldn't say it's a huge con. It's not a highly trafficked road, and it's not that far away across there. So, yeah, in general, we've really enjoyed our stay here. I would absolutely come back to this campground. You just get the camping feel in the middle of this main hub of attraction. Great amenities, extremely friendly staff. We've really enjoyed our stay here. I highly recommend Bass Harbor Campground. And it's been really neat. This morning I woke up to the sound of a boat horn from a foggy morning. Like,
almost every
it's
morning.
really neat to be that close to the harbor, or at least lighthouse area there. So, yeah, we've had a really great experience here. Highly recommend staying here, whether you're checking out Acadia or not. But if you're checking out Acadia, it's a great place to stay on the quieter side, still with easy access into everything, and you get the camping experience. So, yeah,
highly recommend coming here.
highly recommend.